Howdy y'all. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some creepy and strange TikToks that are going to shake up your reality. Let's giddy up.
Scariest conspiracy theories in the world that will seriously change your life. Part 11. Today we are talking about time loops. This is mental and very, very confusing. So you've seen films such as Groundhog Day, Palm Springs, or Dark or anything. You kind of get the gist of this, where people are kind of stuck in a time loop, reliving the same day again and again and again. Like things like Groundhog Day, Happy Death Day, all that kind of stuff. What if this actually exists in real life? The theory is maybe there is some kind of wormholey, weird places on Earth that connect interdimensionally with parallel universe. I told you it's confusing in that. Now if you don't know parallel universes, the universe is the same as our thing.
I don't know if anybody's ever seen Groundhog Day. If you have, comment down below. Let me know what you thought of it. But just the concept of going through the same day, doing the same thing over and over and over would be mental, you know. I know it may have been a horrible impersonation, but anyways, yeah, it would drive a person crazy.
Things play out differently. Maybe there are actual things like this out there. So kind of think of it as if like a black hole but on Earth. And maybe when you enter this, it kind of freezes time so you're just stuck on your work. Almost like in your own bubble, just going through the same day again and again and again. I mean, it's mental and a crazy theory, but I mean, if you think about certain explanations for it, it kind of could be possible. But it's so mental.
The childhood conspiracy theory iceberg.
You know what y'all think about going through a time loop? Comment down below.
This picture represents conspiracy theories that will change your childhood forever. As always, make sure to join the Discord for the full list. This is tier 1. Mrs. Puff is a psychopath. We've all seen SpongeBob and we've all seen Mrs. Puff before. On the episode titled No Free Rides in Season 2, Mrs. Puff says this.
What have I done? Everyone will know that I let him slide through school. I'll have to move to a new city, start a new boarding school with a new name.
No. Not again.
This is hinting that Mrs. Puff has changed her identity before, and I promise this gets worse. In season...
Seeing stuff like that, whether it be SpongeBob or whatever shows, you know, you watch as a kid, that if you heard that as a kid, you know, you don't think anything of it. I mean, I didn't think anything of it, didn't think, you know, what was behind it, you know, didn't even realize it. But then he hears certain things from kid shows, and as an adult, you're just like, you know, they ended up putting that in there, and I understand there's some things that they put in for the adults if they have to be around, or if they're around while the kids are watching the show and whatnot, but that's pretty crazy to think about.
In 12, episode 21, SpongeBob is helping her organize some of her junk, and he comes across a newspaper that says, deranged boat teacher makes getaway. So the real question remains, who is Mrs. Puff? Make sure to like and follow for tomorrow's video.
I'm going to show you possibly the biggest lie in history, at least if a lie could be measured by money. And that is because it is a lie two specific companies would love you to believe. Unfortunately, many say there may be nothing we can do to fix this lie. And the lie is that there is a world's richest person.
Before we get to the lie, comment down below what y'all think the lie is and what the two companies are.
Currently, this richest person is Elon Musk, and I'll show you why some of the darkest organizations...
Sorry, no, keep pausing. But that's another thing. There's a common misconception between who the richest people are. You know what I mean? Like, whenever they say, oh, this is the richest person alive, or this is the richest person that, they have this amount of money. These are the richest people that we know of, that are on record. There's plenty of people that we don't even know about, don't even know their names, that are wealthy beyond belief.
Want you to believe this. According to Forbes, people like Elon and Jeff Bezos are the world's richest people, but they can only list people whose assets are visible or public knowledge. Try as you might, there are people and organizations with assets so secret it is impossible to calculate their wealth. And since wealth is unfortunately power, this is a problem. For example, there is no way to know the worth of Vladimir Putin or the Saudi family. People can give estimates like saying they're worth $1.4 trillion, and this is nothing more than a guess. Knowing that assets can be hidden leads us to these two organizations, BlackRock and Vanguard. And there is good reason many people say these companies...
And if you aren't aware, those are like the two biggest companies that own majority, like, it's some crazy, like, it's 98, 99% of, like, so it's like they're like the parent company of all these other companies that you wouldn't even know that BlackRock and Vanguard even own. So it's just, do your due diligence. Go on Google, whatever search engine, Google what companies that, one of them or both of them, you can look into both and see what companies they own. You'll be amazed.
companies run the world. And the strange part is that both of these companies are the biggest investor of the other. For many, this is a massive warning sign, especially since they own a huge stake in all the major news networks. This includes Fox and CNN. And on a side note, they would seem to profit from the rhetoric that keeps us divided, along with having major sway in what the networks can say. Big Pharma? Vanguard owns huge shares in Pfizer. Oil and gas? They hold Shell, even Microsoft. And the scariest part is that they hold majority voting power in many of their investments. So who is the owner of them? They are so heavily invested in each other, it's strange to call them two companies. A quick Google search and a legal probe will show you that nobody actually knows who owns them. And because the organization is private, nobody knows who is a member of the company, though Vanguard has said that BlackRock has a unique company structure, which doesn't sound sketchy at all. There is one very public figure, however, and this is Larry Fink. He loves working at deep levels in the government and has no political affiliation because he will go wherever the money flows. He tried being the secretary for Hillary Clinton and was brought on as an advisor for Trump. He plays both sides. We saw this as he tried.
So a chameleon, in other words. And then that's somebody that, regardless if it's in the personal circle, inner circle, that you don't want to be involved with, because if they have no loyalty to one specific side, they're just willing to go wherever is good for them. That's red flag right there, big one.
Tried for the position of secretary for the Biden administration. So with all this mystery around the BlackRock Vanguard group, who is the richest person? If we go back in history, we can see that the Rothschild family is one of BlackRock and Vanguard's biggest holders. And conspiracy theorists have had a heyday with the stories of this family over decades. Other shareholders include the Bush family and even the royal family of England. So though we may know the families tied to these organizations, we may never know who runs them. And these shady individuals clearly have a reason they want to keep it that way. Welcome to the Gleek.com channel as we reveal more about the world of money and crypto.
It is crazy to think that whenever it comes to these companies, that now I will say I didn't know about, there only being one person, one name between both the companies, that they're able to be like, okay, yeah, this person is affiliated with said company. And it's just like, that says a lot. That is just, kept so heavily guarded and secret. Vanguard, it's in the name, I guess. But it's just crazy where the economy, money, all that stuff, everything, the secrets behind it, it's just crazy.
True story from Antarctica that has me asking a lot of questions. A naval flight engineer tells the story of his experience in McMurdo Station, Antarctica, around 1995. They fly this huge plane around the continent and do assignments like drop people off, pick people up, stuff like that. Whenever they fly toward the pole, they would always get to the same spot called Beardmore Glacier. In this area and throughout the continent, it's so common to see flying circular craft flying up and down and in pairs all around them. During lunchtime, they would all have discussions about this, and one thing they all noticed was that these craft would never fly through the no-fly zone near Beardmore Glacier. They thought there was some sort of barrier or territorial agreement that they couldn't go there. One day there was a medical accident on the other side of the continent, and this...
Or, we'll talk about this in another video, where not all UFOs, so I like to call them UAPs, UFOs, where they're not all, may not all be extraterrestrial or from, outer world or not from this world, you know what I mean? Like I talked about it, where there could be the possibility where a government or our government has allegedly the technology, put such craft together. So maybe they didn't fly through the no-fly zone because they knew not to fly through there. I don't know. It's all speculation.
Crew realized that it would take them 6 hours to get to this man. The captain knew that flying through this no-fly zone would actually be faster than going around, so he asked why they couldn't fly through the zone. And the answer they got was that it was an air monitoring station. They concluded that they're high enough and that they wouldn't contaminate the air, so they decided to fly through this no-fly zone. So they're flying and they're all looking down. They look and they notice that there's this huge hole in the ice that was probably the size of a football field. It led deep under the ice. Of course, they were all mystified and they all had so much questions on what this hole was. They pick up this guy and they head straight back to McMurdo Station. As soon as they land, they're met with a guy in an all-black suit. Remember, this is Antarctica, so this must have been really important. The crew was told by this man, what you saw at Pole, you did not see. You do not talk about this because you never saw it. After much rumors, they realized...
See, so what is it really? What are they keeping, you know, such on lock and hold secret? Where it's like, oh, well, whatever you saw, you didn't really see. It's just your imagination, pretty much, is what God was saying to him. But what's down there, though?
As what this thing could really have been. It is said that extraterrestrials and the government are working together within this hole as some sort of collaboration. Yo, we all know, we've heard all the conspiracy theories talk about this Agartha theory and all this stuff, but after what this government guy said, I'm really starting to think about it. Whistleblowers have reported this stuff so many times. What do you guys think? Because there's so many possibilities on what this thing could be. I don't like this story at all, especially since so many soldiers report this.
Have you ever heard?
I definitely think there's some, you know, I think Area 51 was put out there too openly. And of course, you know, you grow up, oh, Area 51 for all the aliens, this, that, da, 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 da. But I think there's more to it than Area 51 too. But I think 100% that in Antarctica, speculation, that there's a lot of stuff going on there, because too, for all the countries to come to an agreement, to say, okay, hey, you know, we're going to agree on this area that is going to be used for this, X, Y, and Z, you know. I don't know. I think there's a lot more to it, and especially for why they don't allow people past a certain point, whether it be they don't want people to see something, or for the flat earth, round earth theory, you know, or argument between that. Like, oh, some people say you could fall off the edge. That could be it too. I don't know. But definitely something secretive being kept there.
Heard of the lottery conspiracy theory? You know, when you go inside of a gas station and you find lottery tickets and people buy them and they scratch them off in hopes of winning millions of dollars. What if I told you about the conspiracy theory that says the government created the lottery in order to catch time travelers? I know it sounds crazy, but just bear with me, it's going to make a lot of sense. Okay, so people believe the government created the lottery in order to catch time travelers. The chance of winning the lottery right now is about 1 in 14 million. So statistically, you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning. Now let's take a look at one of the most popular lotteries called the Mega Millions. You have a 1 in 300 million chance of winning this lottery.
You know, I also heard another theory outside of this one for behind the lottery. You know, why it is that they go so long without winning, or that the people that do win are people that could possibly getting paid hush money or being quieted through form of payment. I mean, if you really think about it, it's like, do you know anybody who has personally won like the Powerball, Mega Millions, that actually made millions? Yes, of course, there's videos out there of, you know, the compilations of people who have won the lottery that have blown it all out, but I don't know, there could be something to it. How do we know that, you know, those are people that are being paid off or being paid to keep quiet? Just a thought.
Lottery. Or in other words, you would need to be struck by lightning 21 times back to back to back in order to win this lottery. So the odds of winning are nearly impossible, so that's why people believe the government created this in order to catch time travelers, is because the time travelers would know exactly where to go and exactly which one. God, that was a mouthful to say, but make sure to like and follow if you guys want to see more videos.
This video recently surfaced, showing a mosquito which appears to have the number 38 written on it. I mean, what the hell is this all about? Of course, this has started conspiracy theories all over the internet, but one theory basically being that they're drones, you know, people that believe birds are drones. A lot of people actually believe pigeons, like every single pigeon is a drone. And get this, some people actually believe that the lockdown was staged by the government so they could replace all the bird/drones factories. People are saying potentially this is like, I don't...
Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Are birds drones? Do they happen to charge up on power lines? I'm not saying one way or another where I think they're drones or not. You know, there's enough behind it to show for sure, in my opinion. But it is interesting, and y'all can let me know if there's a science behind why birds are able to sit on power lines and not be blown up, like in, there was like a Pixar cartoon, like a short, something like that, where one of the birds, a group of them landed on the power lines, and yeah, some of y'all might have seen them. They just start pow, 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 you know, just being electrocuted, you know. So why is it that birds can land on power lines, but if we touch it, zap it, we could possibly get severely injured or worse.
I don't know, some government test or something, they're releasing some disease or whatever, who knows. The theory more believable, maybe they're doing tests on a group of mosquitoes and, you know, just put numbers on the back to categorize them or whatever. What makes it a bit creepier is that he didn't just find this one with a number on it, there was several the next day he found them, blah blah blah. But I mean, who knows, obviously it opens up the internet to a lot of theories, so let me know in the comments what you think, hit that follow button and I'll keep you updated.
Well, that's it for today's video. I hope that y'all enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for me to let you know, get informed of future postings. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Be safe.